You're listening to Points Talk with the Travel Mom Squad, previously known as the Travel Hacking Mom Show. Follow the links in the show notes to stay up to date with what the Travel Mom Squad has been up to. Do you have some American Express membership rewards points and aren't quite sure how to use them? Or have you heard about the program but aren't sure how it works? If so, this episode is for you. Keep listening as we cover all things American Express membership rewards. Welcome to the Travel Hacking Mom Show. We are three moms who've discovered how to leverage credit card welcome offers to get hundreds of thousands of dollars in travel expenses for nearly free. We've used credit card points and miles to take vacations to places like Hawaii, Paris, Greece, the Maldives, Italy, and so much more. And the best part? We each still have an 800 plus credit score. Imagine being able to book a vacation without having to check your bank account. It's totally possible, and we're here to show you how. Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Pam, Alex's mom.
And I'm Jess. We are Travel Hacking Moms. Today is all about American Express membership rewards. We've already covered Chase Ultimate Rewards in another episode. Those are our favorite type of points. We also have an episode all about Capital One Venture Miles, which are probably our second favorite. So Amex is great as well, but a lot of Amex cards have a higher annual fee. So it's a program that people tend to get into after they've already been travel hacking for a while. So first, I'm just going to go over all of the cards that earn membership rewards points. It's going to be kind of confusing because there's a lot of them and they have similar names, but there are three personal pay over time cards. Amex also refers to these as charge cards. So there are the personal gold, the personal green, and the personal platinum card. Then there are three business pay over time cards, same names, business gold, business green, business platinum. There are two personal credit cards, the everyday and the everyday preferred. And then there's one business credit card, which is the blue business plus card. So I know that's a lot. Our favorite cards, the ones that we have, the ones we recommend most, are the personal gold, the personal platinum, and the business platinum. So now I'm just going to kind of go into the benefits of just those three. And so we will start with the personal gold card. That one has a $250 annual fee. I don't know, maybe not Pam because she loves Amex, but I like to refer to Amex cards as coupon books because as you're going to see, they have all these little monthly credits that you can use, and they just remind me of a coupon book. Other people call it that. So the gold comes with $10 monthly dining credits that you have to use at certain restaurants such as Cheesecake Factory, Shake Shack, and a few others. $10 monthly Uber credits that you can use at Uber Eats, also either Uber or Uber Eats. And then a lot of people really, really love the personal gold card because it earns 4x points on restaurants and grocery stores. And so those are two categories that a lot of people spend a lot of money in, restaurants and grocery stores. So the gold is sort of their go-to for both of those categories. It also earns 3x on flights.
This was a card that I didn't get for a long time because of that $250 annual fee. And I didn't really see the benefits being that great. But now that I have it, I actually really like it. It is kind of annoying. I totally agree with you on the coupon book aspect because sometimes I forget to use my $10 monthly credit and I get so mad at myself. I'm like, I didn't use my $10 credit. And so it's one of those things where I don't know, sometimes it can take up brain space when you're worried about getting all your credits used. So I like to use my $10 monthly dining credit at Grubhub, and I do order pickups because then I don't have to pay extra fees. And then I do the same thing with Uber. I do Uber Eats. And then I'm like, okay, well, I just got like a discount on lunch, but it would be really cool if they just gave you like a $120 credit that you could use however you wanted, whenever you wanted, because keeping track of monthly stuff is kind of annoying.
And I totally agree. I get what you're talking about, Jess. And honestly, as we're talking, I actually had the gold and then I canceled it. So we just have my husband's gold. And I just realized as we're talking, I'm not even using the coupon book. And I don't know why I'm keeping it open because we are a retired couple. We don't buy that many groceries. And so if I'm not using the Uber Eats credit, I would totally use, but it's on his phone and he just forgets about doing it. They used to have the dining credit used to include something that I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Boxed. And I used it all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Oh, always used it. And so I always made good use of these benefits, but I'm not now. So I think I'm going to reevaluate if we need to keep this in our lineup or not. I don't want to pay $250 annual fee if we're not using the benefits appropriately.
Right. And I just find it hard. I mean, I have the gold. I feel like I will always have the gold for those Forex on dining out and grocery stores because those are probably our two biggest spend categories. But as far as the credits go, I don't really feel like it offsets the annual fee if I wouldn't go to those places without that card. So, like, for me, I don't ever eat really at the Cheesecake Factory or Shake Shack just because they're not convenient to my house. And so that $10 monthly dining credit, I'm just kinda like, I that doesn't really, like, that's not a deal breaker for me to not have that. So, it's just a little annoying. But, okay, so let's move on to the Platinum card. This one has a whopping $695 annual fee. It does come with a lot of perks, so let me get into those. It comes with airport lounge access. You all know Pam is the queen of the Amex Platinum. She loves her Centurion lounge access. It comes with priority pass lounge access also. Delta Sky Club if you're flying on Delta. So lots of different airport lounge options with the Amex Platinum. It comes with a $20 a month entertainment credit that can be used on something like Disney Plus. I think ESPN is another option for that. There's a few options. A $200 airline incidental credit. This one is a little trickier to use than just a flat out $200 credit. You have to select the airline you want to use it on. You have to use it on incidentals like upgrading your flight or checking your bags. There are ways to get around that, but it's a little bit trickier to use. A $15 monthly Uber credit. You get $35 in December. Same as the gold, you can use it on Uber or Uber Eats. A $189 clear credit, which I think is great, a great benefit of this card. We all love our clear memberships. $100 TSA pre-check credit, $200 Amex Find Hotels credit, and more. There's a ton. If we're talking coupon books, the Platinum is like the king of the coupon books. Tons of credits with this card.
With this coupon book, in quotes, I use every single one of those. Oh, it also has that $50 Saks, Fifth Avenue credit, so I will get cream. I come out ahead with this. I wouldn't say they're sending me a check back or anything, but I do come out ahead because I really use every one of my credits. For the airline incidental credit, I love that one because I fly United all the time. So I can buy what's $200 worth of credit on the United Travel Bank. It's like two $100 certificates, so I just can use them and I love it. So this coupon book works for me. I don't think the gold does, but I love this one. And you are right, 100%. Pam will never be without her platinum. I would pay that for my airport lounge access. But even still, I'm not really paying anything because I do make good use of all these perks.
One thing I wanted to say too is with that 200 airline incidental credit, I use mine for Southwest flights. So we actually have a blog post that walks you through how to use these credits for flights if you don't want to use it for incidentals. So we'll link that in the show notes so you can check that out if you have this card as well or the business platinum because it has it too.
I also want to point out that I posted a reel, and this was me posting this reel. This was not Pam. Pam had nothing to do with this reel on the Travel Hacking Mom account a few weeks ago. And it was me throwing my Amex Platinum into the trash. And it got a lot of views and a lot of varying opinions in the comments. And so it's very entertaining if you want to go check out. There were people who are like totally team platinum, and there are people who were like, I can't believe anyone pays a $695 annual fee and everything in between. So definitely go check that out. So the platinum also gets 5x on hotels booked through the Amex travel portal and 5x on flights either booked through the travel portal or booked directly with the airline. So that the 5x on flights booked directly with the airline is a really great perk of the Platinum card. Last up of the ones we recommend the most is the Amex Business Platinum. Very similar to the personal version, $695 annual fee. The credits are a little bit different. You still get that $200 airline incidental credit. You get the clear credit. You get the TSA PreCheck credit. It also comes with up to $400 in Dell credits every year, $120 in wireless statement credits, $10 a month. I think that's all of our favorite card to charge our cell phone bills on because we get $10 a month statement credit. Obviously, everyone has a cell phone bill. And so that's one where like I truly look at that as I'm getting $120 back. The other thing I really like about the Amex Business Platinum is the 35% rebate on flights booked through the Amex portal. So an example of that is if I were going to go book United is my designated airline with American Airlines, with American Express. If I were going to go spend 100,000 Amex points on flights booked through the portal and I booked it with my business platinum account, I would get 35,000 points back. So, those flights that were going to cost 100,000 points are now only going to cost 65,000 points. So I really like that feature of the business platinum card. That one gets 5x on hotels and flights booked in the Amex portal and 1.5x on a long list of eligible business categories. The other thing that we wanted to discuss is just today, I think it was today or yesterday, a new eligibility rule came out for the Amex Personal Gold card. So basically, the new rule says that if you have or had the Personal Platinum card, you may not be eligible for the welcome offer on the Personal Gold card. I do not understand this rule at all because we're talking two completely different products, two completely different cards. It's a head scratcher for me. I don't understand it. At the time of recording, it's currently only on the Amex Gold card. It's not on the Platinum yet. That could change. Amex has been, I feel like, dropping new rules left and right for their cards recently. I don't know why they would only put it on the Gold and not eventually also add it to the Platinum card. But as of right now, it's only the Gold card. So if you want to get both the Gold and the Platinum, then the best strategy for right now is to get the Gold card first and then get the Platinum card. And like I said, this is only so far talking about the personal versions of those. But yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense.
When we started recording the episode, Jess was like, well, should we just call this episode Amex is Trash? And really, it's not. Like, the points are great. The transfer partners are great, but they have been coming out with like a lot of rules that are very restrictive and almost like they don't want people to get their cards.
Yeah.
They're very
which is
paranoid.
really
I feel like they're very paranoid about people gaming the system, which I find interesting because as we're going to talk about a little bit later, they have Amex pop-up jail, which in effect to me already makes it so you can't game the system. They already have a once per lifetime rule. It's more like 7 years, but I just feel like them adding more and more of these rules and requirements is kind of crazy.
Well, and the really weird thing is within the last year, my husband and I know Jess's husband, Ted, we've been given multiple platinum business offers. So I've had at one time 6 platinum business offers. If you're trying to not let people game the system, it doesn't seem like you would keep offering that, which, by the way, I have not received one of those offers for a long time. And Jess said that Ted hasn't either. So maybe that gravy train is over, which comes to the point when something presents itself, don't hold off too long. It could go away. So I'm glad I got on it while I did.
I'm sad that I never got the gravy train, and I have the business platinum. I never got it.
Maybe they will. I don't know. To me, even if I didn't travel hack, if I were just a regular consumer, I I could see a lot of people wanting both the gold and the platinum card because their benefits are so different, you know?
Yeah, like, one is for, like, everyday spending. I'm going out to eat, I'm going to buy my groceries, and one is I'm buying flights. Like, I feel like the platinum is more geared towards travelers,
Mhm. Right.
and the Amex Gold is more geared towards
Daily
the
life.
mainstream public who would like to travel, but isn't as they're not, like, traveling as much as someone who has the business platinum.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really strange. So let's go on to Amex offers. So Amex offers can vary. So they have their regular referral offers, and then they have some targeted offers that are just special offers that are usually way more than their referral offers. They're a lot better than their public offers. So one of the things that we do is that we partner with Travel Freely for credit card links, and we do that one of the reasons is because they always offer the best offer, regardless of whether we earn a commission or not. I will tell you that probably we never earn a commission on our American Express cards, which is fine. I mean, we love to do that, but we're good with. It's more important to us that you get the best offer available. So you can always count on the fact that if you're going through Travel Freely link, which is what our links are, you will always get the best possible offer. So the public offer for the American Express Platinum is usually around 80K, but we typically have links for anywhere between 100 and 150K in points. And so that's an important thing. Sometimes you do have to open up a browser you have to maybe go to something else to find that. Sometimes incognito mode is good. But say if you're not seeing a really good link when you use the Travel Freely on, say, Safari, you might want to go into Chrome or Firefox or something else, because sometimes you need to do that to be able to see the best offer. As Alex said, Amex has that once in a lifetime rule. They forget about that rule, I guess, after 7 years. So you can apply again. And then sometimes they will have card offers that will not have that limited lifetime, once in a lifetime rule stated. And so then you can get more than one. I mean, who knows? Things are changing so much. I don't know if that's going to continue, but I know that I have had a few cards that I've been able to get more than once because it's been not had that loophole where it didn't have the once in a lifetime offer. So, and like we said, that happened a lot for me for the Amex Business Platinum. I don't know if that's going to continue, but I haven't seen it for a while, so I'm kind of thinking they might be changing that.
Okay, so moving on, I'm going to talk a little about Amex Pop-up Jail. So what that is after submitting your application, you might get a pop-up that says, based on your history with credit card balance transfers, American Express welcome offers, introductory APR offers, or the number of cards you have opened and closed, you are not eligible to receive the welcome offer. We have not performed a credit check. Would you still like to proceed?
No.
So if you get that message, you do not want to proceed. Cancel that application. The good news is they don't run your credit. So it's nice that you know before you submit it completely that, you didn't run a credit for no reason. So it is very annoying. And I have been in pop-up jail and I was in it for a while. So let's go over how you can get into pop-up jail. The big thing to know here is there's a lot of mystery around this. No one knows for certain what gets you in or what gets you out, but we can share some things that people think could be the reasons. I myself, the first Amex card I opened was a Delta Gold, and then I got like a Marriott Bonvoy business card, I believe. And then I canceled my Amex Gold my Amex Gold Delta card. I canceled that one because I didn't really need it. And then I tried to get another Amex card, and I got that pop up. And so one reason or one way that I think you can find yourself in that position where you're in pop up jail is if you are not keeping their cards, or you only have 2 cards and you cancel one of them, or you aren't this is a big one. If you're not using the cards that you have currently with them, they don't see you as a valuable customer if you're not putting spend on those. So I had my Marriott card and I wasn't using it because it just wasn't a very valuable use of to me to use a Marriott card when I can be using like a Chase Sapphire Preferred. So I wasn't using that card. I tried to put a bunch of spend on it. I still was in pop-up jail. So I I was in it for probably a year or 2. It was really annoying. And my husband was in it too. He could be out right now. Actually, he is because he got a Hilton card recently. But I think sometimes to get out of pop-up jail is to just give it time. I think it varies. I know some people say they have had success where they're putting a ton of spend on their other Amex cards and they can get out. I tried that, didn't really work, and then I was like, I'm not gonna keep putting points or spend on my Marriott card. I wanna put this on other cards where I earn points that are more valuable to me. So, the other thing that's important to know is sometimes you can use, let's say you're using a referral offer or a targeted offer and that pop-up jail or the pop-up comes up, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in official pop-up jail and you can't get any Amex cards. It might just mean that you can't get this specific offer. And that happened to me one time. I actually went to use Ted's Amex Business Platinum referral offer for 150,000 points. And the pop-up came up and I was like, "Oh my goodness, not again. I just got out of pop-up jail." I was kind of devastated for a minute. And then I was like, "Okay, I had just gotten a mailer from them for like 130,000 points." And I was like, "Whatever, I'm just going to try this and I'll get 20,000 points less, but I got to know if I'm in pop-up jail for reals." So I did that mailer offer and I got approved. And I haven't had any other issues. And as I was reading online of other people's experiences, they said the same thing that sometimes you're just you'll get the pop-up for that specific offer. You're not necessarily out of all Amex cards. So I think one of the biggest things for me now to stay out of pop-up jail is one, keep one of their higher annual fee cards if you have one and use it. So for me, I keep once I got the Amex Gold, I knew that I was going to be using that card and keeping that card so that hopefully it would keep me out of pop-up jail. So that card is saved to, like, we have Kroger grocery store brands here, and that is saved to my account. I do grocery pickup and I get 4X. When I'm not meeting minimum spend on a card, I give it to my husband and he uses that card so we can always be putting spend on our Amex Gold and hopefully never be in that position again. I know, Mom, you've never been in
I have
in that position.
well, you know what?
Amex loves you.
They do. Amex loves me, and it probably is because I've opened up almost every card they have, and I keep them open. So that's maybe your theory there works. So because they have loved me.
My husband and I have both been in Amex pop-up jail, and I totally agree with you. I really just think it was time that, he was in it for a couple of years, and then he finally got out. I was in it, and I don't know if I'm still in it because, like, I was able to get the Hilton business card, but it's sometimes, like, I wanna try for the business gold card and see if I'm able to get that one at some point next time the offer is high. So, I don't know if, like, it matters if it's a co-branded card or I don't there is so much about Amex that I just don't understand.
And there's a
So,
lot of theories with it too. Like, you can be in pop-up jail for their membership rewards cards, but not their co-branded cards.
yeah.
And then there's theories of if you get the pop-up, don't try applying again for a few more months because if you get the pop-up and you try again, they know that you're still trying and they don't like that. I don't know. There's so much theory. I just say if you get it and it's not a targeted offer, then you're probably really in pop-up jail and just give it some time and hopefully you'll eventually get back out.
Yeah, agreed. That's what happened to me, so okay, now I'm gonna talk about Amex offers, and these are basically just, like, statement credits that you can get from different retailers, and you will be targeted all of my cards have them, like my membership rewards cards and my co-branded cards. I have a couple of Hilton cards currently, and they have Amex offers on them also. So to view your offers, you're just going to log into your account either on the website or in the app, and you just click where it says offers, and you will see a bunch of different offers listed. I am not sure how frequently they change, maybe once a month, maybe a couple times a month, but I just check them every once in a while. They are not something I use a ton, but I have gotten a couple recently. I got the $20 off a Viore purchase, and so I think Alex and I both used that one. I texted her as soon as I saw it on the offers list.
Thanks for
Um,
texting me, girls.
you were probably in, like, Tokyo or something. But the other one actually I think it was this week where I texted y'all about they had a few Hyatt offers on there. They had, it was like $200 or $300 off a Park Hyatt stay. There was one for small luxury hotels. There have been some for Thompson before, and so there can definitely be some that pop up that are super valuable. It just really depends. Um, but yeah, they are super easy to use. If you see one that looks good, you select, there's like a little plus sign to add it to your card, and then you use that card to pay for your purchase, and then you'll get a statement credit and whatever the amount is back towards your card. So it's a win-win. There, it's free money basically if you're gonna shop at these places anyways. And
Well,
you can
I know a couple years ago, they had crazy ones around, it was around Christmas, I think. I'm not positive, but it was like $100 off $150 at Home Depot. I mean, there were like 3 or 4 of them that were insane. I've never seen them that good, but they were nuts. And I've used them, I definitely have used some here and there. I've never had them be that much. Usually you're going to save 20% or so, but it's still, or get 20% back, but it's still pretty nice.
And Chase actually has these too. They just don't have as many. Amex has like
like
hundreds.
100.
You will
Yeah.
literally have 100 offers on your card. Chase will have like 20 or so, sometimes even 5 to 10, depending on the card. So Amex offers are definitely, I feel like, the best ones of all of the banks that offer Amex offers. But I'm like you, I don't really check them a whole lot. I'll just do it if I happen to be in my account. I'll scroll through and see, oh, what are the offers going on? Any of these look good? And sometimes I'll look on my card, my husband has the same card. You don't always have the same offers. And so I remember when you texted about the Viore one, I had it on mine, but he didn't have it on his. And I believe those, for me, it was on a Hilton card.
I don't remember. I think it was on my AMEX Gold actually,
Yeah.
but
So it's kind of funny. You never know. And the other thing is, too, is from what I've heard is that once people, there's only there's sometimes just a limit of them. So if you see one that you like, click it even if you're not sure you're going to use it, because if you decide you want to use it, you could go back and it could be gone.
yeah, like all the Hyatt ones, I think I added to my card, even though I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to use these, but I'm just going to add them just in case.
Yeah. And then you just have to use that card to pay.
Right. And then the other thing is you can use these offers in addition to a shopping portal. So a lot of people use Rakuten, which Pam is going to discuss next. I shop through Top Cashback a lot, or the American Airlines shopping portal. So as long as you're using that card to pay, you can still stack it with other offers or extra points from shopping portals. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I really like shopping portals. I've used them quite often in the past. So I've done Rakuten and I've done the wait,
Top
Top
cash back.
Cashback. Yes. I've done that one too. I know there's a couple others I've done. So anyway, with the shopping portal, what happens is you go into the shopping portal and say, I want to buy something at Old Navy. So then I look on that shopping portal for Old Navy. I'll just put a search in there and it will say that if I shop through that portal, they will give me anywhere. Usually I'd say I usually get 1% to 6% back on things. And so you just kind of collect this money. And that's what I did for forever. And I think I looked just the other day at Rakuten and I through the years, earned about $250 worth of cash. And I used to think this was before I got into points and miles, it would be like, well, I'm going to do this. And then I'm putting that amount of money in my travel bank for spending for travel. Well, now I don't have to so much because of points. I got an even better travel hack than doing Rakuten. But it just recently, they made it so that if you have a membership reward earning card, you can link that to your Rakuten account and earn membership rewards instead of cash back. And that to me is even better. So if I was going to earn that 6% cash back at Old Navy, instead I'm going to earn 6 membership rewards for every dollar spent. That actually is a lot more money than it would be to get the cash that I was getting. One of the things that's really nice is that if you've never signed up for Rakuten, you can get a bonus when you join it. We have a link in the show notes that you can use for that. And once you complete your first shopping trip, you'll get some money. And I think it usually runs $20, $30 or so. So it's not, it's very easy. You'll always be saving more while you do it. So it's just kind of a no-brainer to do it. And if you want to earn more Amex rewards, it definitely is a no-brainer.
Yeah, I really like Rakuten. It's, I would say, the only one I use 98% of the time, unless there's a special deal that someone else has posted about for one of those other shopping portals. I have a browser installed on my computer, so that way when I'm shopping online, it'll just pop up. I don't have to think about it. The times that it gets me is if I'm shopping from my phone, because then I don't use it. I forget. But it's really awesome. A lot of times with having 4 boys that really are into sports and all things Nike, we do a lot of shopping there. And so a lot of times Nike will have like 10% back, which is really good. So it's definitely a nice way to very, very easily, minimal effort, earn some more Amex membership rewards.
Yeah, I love that browser extension you're talking about. I'm so glad you brought that up because it's just like I don't have to think about it. If I go into any type of a shopping area, Macy's, Old Navy, anything, even Target or anything, it's going to pop up and say, hey, you can earn such and such percent if you shop through Rakuten. So I hit that and I'm set. It's very, very easy.
Okay, moving on, let's talk about combining points and points expirations. So, with American Express membership rewards points, you cannot combine them. They have the most strict rule of any of the banks. You can move them to somebody who's an authorized user on your card. You can move it to, so for example, if you wanted to transfer your American Express membership rewards to your Player Two's Air France account, they would need to be an authorized user on one of your American Express membership rewards cards. And they would have to have been an authorized user for at least the past 90 days.
And you know what? This reminds me of why we still have that gold card now that I told you what we're not using. It's because when I got rid of mine, I put myself as an authorized user on your dad's, which is really unlike I've never done that. I've never been an authorized user. And that's why I keep it, is because I can then transfer his Amex rewards into my account.
Gotcha. So your Amex membership rewards points will not expire as long as you have one Amex membership rewards earning card. So that's pretty simple. When you earn these points, like let's say I have an AMEX Gold and I have an AMEX Business Platinum. Those are the only 2 AMEX membership rewards cards that I have. So when I earn points, they just go into one pile, one bucket. So it'll just say membership rewards or something like that on my online account. And all of the points earned on each card go into the same place, which is different because with Chase, you're earning your points per card and they stay in that card and you have to manually move them. With Amex, they just go into one pot. So the good thing about this is if you cancel an Amex membership rewards card, as long as you have another one, you're not going to lose those points. You don't have to worry about any of that. So we recommend just keeping the Amex Gold and you'll be good.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our favorite ways to use Amex points. If you want to get the most value for your points, then the best option is going to be to transfer those to the airline partners that Amex has. You can get our free transfer partner cheat sheet. We will link it in the show notes. Okay, I usually always say you do you. There's not a wrong way to redeem your points. I'm going to make an exception. Do not redeem your Amex points for hotels through the Amex portal because they are only worth .7 cents per point when you do that. That is a terrible value for Amex points. So please don't redeem your Amex points for hotels through the Amex portal. Flights are worth 1 cent per point through the portal. Still not the best, not the best value for your Amex points. If you're transferring them to transfer partners, you can regularly get over 2 cents per point value for them. But flights through the portal are better than hotels. And like I said at the very beginning of the episode, that Amex Business Platinum does have the 35% rebate basically on points redeemed through your selected airline. For me, it's United. And so I have on occasion booked a cash flight using points and my Amex Business Platinum and gotten that 35% back. And it has been worth it for me to do that. But otherwise, I don't think any of us really ever redeem our Amex points through the portal.
No, in fact, I'll tell you a horror story of I just bought through the portal one time. I paid cash for a beaches stay because I was trying to get minimum spend. And then COVID happened. We couldn't go. It was a nightmare. I could not cancel it. We had to return and go to it, or we would lose the money. And I thought, I'm never using that portal again. It was such a nightmare. And I just could get no help, no results whatsoever at all. So it is definitely something I would never do.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of horror stories about bank portals, not just Amex, all of them. So we tend to stay away from them. So my personal favorite way that I have used Amex points is transferring them to Emirates or Singapore Airlines. Those are a couple of airlines that I have flown more than once, especially living in Houston. There is that Fifth Freedom route from Houston to Manchester on Singapore Airlines. Great easy way for us to get to the UK or, fly to Manchester and then head somewhere else in Europe. And so I probably have transferred most of my Amex points to Singapore Airlines out of all of them, but those are just a couple of my favorites. What about you, Alex?
Amex is the only bank partnered with Delta. And Delta is not a fan favorite in the points and miles world, especially after some of their more recent changes. But the reason being is they often charge really crazy prices for their flights. But the reason that I like it is I live in a Delta hub in Salt Lake City, and I have my own Delta points that I've earned from opening up their co-branded cards. And it can be nice to top off your Delta account. They've also had some really good flash sales in the past. Just recently, I saw one from Salt Lake to London direct flights, round trip for 40,000 points, which is unbelievable. Like, that's usually 40,000 points one way with a normal airline. With Delta, it's like 90,000 points one way. So they have some really, really great flash sales. And so it's nice to have some Amex membership rewards stockpiled. So if those flash sales come available, I know there was one last year, maybe to New Zealand, I want to say. And we had some listeners and followers that took advantage of that sale. So I think it's nice to have that option. So when Delta does offer something great, you have that available.
Yeah, I like their flash sales too. Now, my favorite way to use American Express membership rewards is with ANA. And it's really important to have those Amex rewards because they are the only transfer partner of ANA. None of your other points are going to let you transfer there. I've used them twice. I used it to go to Australia with a Tokyo stopover that was free. That was great. And these are really, really good deals if you can find them. That was a 120K round trip in business class. My husband and I both did that. It's not the easiest thing to find, but it was, if you can find it, it's amazing. And I just got back from Europe and I did round trip 88K membership rewards transferred to ANA, but I flew on a United flight. My sister, and I did it for my sister and myself. That's only 44K each way in business. That's probably the best deal, that there is. And I think you just have to really be fairly flexible with your dates. I don't know how hard they are to come by because I got them right away. I found it right away. So I haven't done it since, but it's one that I'm really going to try to do again because that's just such a phenomenal deal.
Another one that I really like is transferring to Virgin Atlantic. And Virgin Atlantic is a transfer partner of all the banks, so you don't have to have Amex membership rewards to do this. But I like using them and Air France to book Delta flights because they're much cheaper. So I just recently I transferred from American Express to Virgin Atlantic. I booked 2 Delta flights for myself and my husband from Salt Lake City to Cabo for 23,000 points each. Delta was charging 63,000 points each. So incredible savings by transferring to Virgin Atlantic instead of transferring to Delta, since they're both, I could have done either one, but obviously Virgin Atlantic was the way to go with that.
Yeah, isn't that the craziest thing?
It's really
How
crazy to
can
me.
Delta sell it for more, but you go to Virgin Atlantic and you save a ton?
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's,
On the same
I
flight.
hope that never dies because it's really great for me. Because for being out of Salt Lake, I like to be able to fly direct flights when I can. And if I want a direct flight, that usually means I need to fly Delta. So I love that I can do that by booking through Virgin Atlantic. With Amex membership rewards, you also have some hotel options you can transfer your points to. They are partnered with Hilton, Marriott, and Choice Hotels. The Hilton, all of those, Marriott and Choice Hotels, they transfer 1-to-1. And same with all of those airlines. Hilton is unique because they transfer 1-to-2. So if you're going to transfer 60,000 membership rewards, you're going to get 120,000 Hilton Honors points. This can be a good option if you already have some Hilton points, you want to top off of your account to get that 5th night free, because when you book 4 award nights with Hilton, you get the 5th free. So I think that's a really nice option. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think it's crazy to transfer. I wouldn't transfer my whole entire membership rewards points for a 5-night stay at a Hilton property when I could easily get those points by opening a Hilton card. But I would 100% transfer 60,000 American Express membership rewards to Hilton so I could get 120,000 points to go towards my total, so I could then have 4 nights, enough points for 4 nights to get my 5th night free in a place like Bora Bora. Because 60,000 points, let's say, like, my mom and I stay at the Conrad Bora Bora. I know Jess has a trip planned there. Nights there are insanely pricey. So transferring 60,000 points for, let's say, $1,200 to, I don't know, $1,500 a night, I think that's pretty good.
I think transferring to Hilton makes sense for the more luxury aspirational properties. I personally wouldn't just transfer to Hilton to stay at like a Hilton Garden Inn, but I think definitely for those more luxurious stays that it could make sense if you need to top off. But I've personally never transferred any of my Amex points to any of the hotel partners, and I don't have any plans to unless, like you said, I need to just top off my Hilton account with a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking that I was going to need to, that I was going to need to when I opened the Hilton business card. I had enough for like 3 nights and I wanted to stay 4. So I was thinking maybe, and they were free night certificates, so I couldn't get the 5th night free. So I was thinking, well, I'll just transfer 60,000 points to get another night, because I totally agree with you. It only really makes sense for the high end properties.
Well, we hope that you've all learned a little bit more about American Express membership rewards. They've been a huge part of my travel hacking game in allowing me to travel all over the world in business class for pennies on the dollar. We hope this episode has helped you better understand how to navigate the American Express membership rewards program. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd really appreciate it if you'd leave us a review and share it with your friends. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for listening to the Travel Hacking Mom Show. Make sure to hit the subscribe or follow button from wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. Want to start jet setting even faster? Follow the links in the show notes to learn about everything we discussed in today's episode. And to stay connected and follow along, follow us on Instagram at Travel Hacking Mom. We can't wait to see where in the world points and miles take you.